Guys, I want to show you something that sometimes people ask me about, and there's a lot of confusion about. When you're looking at different time frames, you see different things. You see more opportunities to trade and to get a better entry on the lower time frame. I think I showed you a bullish bat on the daily, on the odd chef pair. So now I'm on the odd chef pair, and let's see what we can find in this situation. So we clearly see that we are in an uptrend because we're making higher lows. Right? High low, high low, high low. Sometimes I get confused. I have a little dyslexic. So sometimes I say it backwards. But it's lower, actually it's lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and so forth. So we see that we're in a clear uptrend. So I want you to be able to identify that, right? You can put it here and see where we are. You can even put it over down here just to really show. So really, once we break this trend line, we'll be confirmed to be in a sell. But I'll take this trend line off right now. So we have an obvious low. We have a low right here, which formed a double bottom and then made an impulse move up. So you want to always place a nice trend line, a horizontal support line here. We also have a support line here, and we have a support line right here. Right? So these are all levels of support and resistance. But resistance, they have one right there. So we see that we're in a uptrend, as I stated earlier. It has made a high, a higher high. It has come down to retest support. Came up, retested support again, came up, broke the high, but then made a higher low, a lower high, rather a lower high, another lower high, and then we're going to see what this one actually does. So, can we identify a harmonic pattern? Again, harmonic patterns are based off of impulse moves. Most people are concerned with where would I start my impulse move. That's pretty relative depending on you. What you can do is try to find an area which will identify a impulse move. What I tend to do is, since it broke this previous high, this can be used as an impulse move. It broke this previous high here, so this can be used as an impulse move. So let's go. Let's see what we find. So if let's say I start from here and I bring my fibs all the way up to the highest point. So relative low to relative high, we have a 786 retracement. So is there 786 retracement, a B point, X, or X, A, B? Is there a 786 retracement for harmonic pattern? There is. It is a butterfly. A butterfly will always be 786, no more, no less. So therefore, now we have our ratio. Our C point could be anything from a 382 to an 886, which means it really doesn't make a difference where. And as we see from this point here, it closed a little bit above. Again, we spoke about this on my last charting. Even though it closed a little bit above, if we go on a higher time frame, we'll see exactly where it closed at. Did it close below the 886? Let's put that in. 86. It's right there. Maybe not. Let's see. If I go to a higher time frame, like a daily. Yeah, it still closed a little bit above. It did go above the 886, but the next candle, instead of closing going above in the close, it actually came back down. So it's more of a test of the 886. So I would still, in my opinion, say that it's quite valid. So butterfly is a 786, then a 127 AXA extension. So A X A 127, right? And then you want to find a level of confluence, ABA. A, I use the fib, B, A, 1618. And look at this exact fib clutches. This is a strong area of support. If I want to draw this out, it would look like this. X, A, B, C, D. So now we have what we call a bullish butterfly. So currently, right now, the question is, how do we know that this is going to be valid? How do we know that this will take place? It will reach to decompletion and we can trade it up. We don't know that. So what I use is what is known as price action. Right now, we have a trend line break here, so we are in a current buy zone, but we need this to come down here. Exactly. We're in a buy zone. We're in an uptrend, but this uptrend is now making higher lows come down, higher low come down, and even at this point it's probably forming some type of harmonic pattern. This may end up right here, 886. So we have price probably coming up here, which is, what is this? It looks like a double top to test, and then it will probably come all the way down to the D point. So that's just an idea of what possibly could happen on this pair currently. So that could actually take place, and then we can short it, and it'll probably come down next week, or either a week and a half, 2 weeks down to the D point. Probably next week because it's a 4-hour chart. So again, this is how I see the pair. I have my ADX, which shows me a trend. Right now you see it's above the 20. I usually put a 25 as well as an extra level of confluence to show me my my trend, how I am, where I am in the trend. And I lock it so it can't be moved. And right now, my green, which is my bullish trend, is above the 20 and the 25. So we are still, the uptrend is still quite strong. So once this starts to come down, and then my selling trend starts to rise above 20 and 25, we know we're in a good selling range. But that's simply how I will take this trade right here. Here's my low that it would have to break as well for me to start saying we're going into a sell zone. As you can see, once it breaks this low here, and especially this low here, we definitely are in a selling zone. So, if you have any questions, give me a call. Well, you actually can't call me, but hit me up on Facebook.